Before I start this video, I want to thank everybody that like, comment, share, and subscribe. I see it. God see it. Blessings to you and your situations. Just in case you don't make it to the end of the video, I wanted to thank you now. Thank you. And I mean that.
Loving my 60s. 50s was rough. I mean, I think also physically, 50s are...
Fans are worried after Vanessa Williams' dramatic weight loss at 62, with many calling on her to stop the drug she's on before she completely disappears. So, a recent photo of Vanessa Williams surfaced online showing her extremely thin in a red dress. Now, the image sparked immediate backlash, with many saying she'd lost an alarming amount of weight and was barely recognizable in side-by-side comparisons. As the photo continued to gain traction and criticism intensified, Vanessa decided to address the drastic change. The 62-year-old actress revealed that she has been on Mounjaro for the past 2 years to combat menopausal weight gain. Vanessa even went as far as calling the drug a game changer.
Come on, honestly. Let's give her a break. She still looks good for 62 years old. Let me see.
During a feature with Hello
I'm trying to get
magazine.
her with her eyes open right there. Okay, 62 years old. I could see if she was 40 years old looking like this. But 62 years old looking like this. It's not bad. It's only bad in Hollywood. That's why I don't like Hollywood. There was a time when our grandmothers and great-grandmothers, they looked forward to getting the silver hair. You hear what I'm saying? It wasn't bad to age. But Hollywood, sometime in the early 80s or something, all of this plastic surgery. Now you got the Ozempic. But her, Vanessa Williams, she's been beautiful forever. She was born beautiful. She was a pretty little girl. You see what I'm saying? But since she's connected with Hollywood, they're going to make her feel bad. She's not going to get any roles. They don't want her anymore. Every time she start talking, they call in the younger version of her. So guess what she do? Just like they all do.
Where she also admitted to using treatments like vampire facials in an effort to stay youthful. In her own words, Vanessa explained, "My 50s were hard. I started perimenopause in my late 40s, but suddenly, at 51, it's crazy how your body changes. You feel out of control because you're working out the same way, eating the same, and your body is not reacting the way it used to." She then added, "When I turned 60, I was like, I want to be here for a long time and I want to look my best. So what am I going to do?" Many weren't convinced menopause was the only reason for Vanessa's weight loss, with fans pointing to Hollywood pressure, beauty standards, and long-standing body image struggles. In 2019, Vanessa recalled being asked to lose weight for a movie role in the mid-1990s, an experience that deeply affected her. In her words, Vanessa...
Is this her at 62? Because if this is her at 62, she looked good. For one, she's still here. I think my grandma passed away at 63, 64. Diabetes, high blood pressure, blood clots. You know how it is. They saying that she got too skinny. What, they want her to get fat or something? I just don't understand, man. Let me see something real quick. This is different. This is Kelly Osbourne. This right here, this is
Kelly
different.
Osbourne, daughter of the late Ozzy Osbourne, has worried fans with a video she posted online. She seems so incredibly underweight, Kinsey. Do we know if she is okay? Has she addressed the concerns fans have had about...
Now this is totally different than Vanessa Williams. Vanessa Williams is 62 years old and she looked like she's in her 50s. And yes, you're going to have some muscle loss after a certain age. You are going to have some muscle loss. That's why I take aminos. You hear what I'm saying? To keep the muscle on. So Vanessa Williams get a pass, but this Kelly Osbourne, no, she looks older. She looks older than Vanessa Williams. She looks older than me. She looked the same age as Ozzy Osbourne. She looked like Ozzy Osbourne's little sister or some shit.
About how she's looking these days?
She does address it, and she's pretty emotional about it. Now, she says her weight loss is not related to Ozempic. Now, her mother has said, Sharon Osbourne has said, yes, I took Ozempic, I stopped Ozempic, and I still can't gain any weight. But Kelly says it was lifestyle changes after pregnancy, cutting sugar and carbs, and the result of the grief of losing her father, Ozzy Osbourne. She's praised the drug Ozempic before, but she says she didn't personally use it. But that really has been the feedback in her comment section, is people asking her if she's gone overboard on Hollywood's favorite poke.
They blaming all of this on Ozempic and being vegan and all of this crazy stuff. That's the crazy stuff to me. To blame all of this on Ozempic and eating fruits and vegetables or whatever the hell they say that these people are eating. If you ask me, it's what they're not eating. And it comes from babies. They said that they used to get the babies real scared, and then this hormone and they blood, adrenochrome, it starts to secrete the adrenochrome, and that's when they drink the adrenochrome. It made them look younger. Kelly Osbourne looks 65 years old, and you telling me that I'm supposed to believe that it's Ozempic or some cantaloupe and shit? These people are changing right in front of our eyes, and no, the Vanessa Williams is totally different. Yeah, she got the vampire facials and did all of this stuff so she can keep a damn job. But she don't look nothing like these people. Vanessa Williams do not look anything like these people's. No, she don't look like 1994 Vanessa Williams, of course. But she's aging beautiful, and these people are dying. And yeah, she's probably connected to him. She's been in a lot of movies. She's been in the circles and all of that. But understand that not everybody drinks the same thing that all of the other ones drink. You understand what I'm saying? They don't all perform the same rituals and all of that type of stuff. The ones who really drink it, the ones who really live off of it, oh, they all changing because it ain't no more of it. And you starting to see they parasites. You hear what I'm saying?
An expression. They've all become clones of a face that doesn't exist in nature. This begs the question, why does almost every celebrity look like an uncanny valley clone? Is this just a trend or a symptom of something much deeper? And what psychological effect does this have on us, real women, in real life? Look at the modern beautiful face. Zero pores, zero texture, sculpted and symmetrical. It looks expensive, but not expressive, like a wax figure mid-transformation. Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez, Jenna Ortega, women who once had distinct, unforgettable faces now share the same sculptural blueprint. These weren't just beautiful women, they were identifiable. Now, they look like they belong in Madame Tussauds wax museum. But how did we get here? What series of events led to this mass metamorphosis?
You've been diagnosed with some sort of parasite. What is your day-to-day kind of mental space?
It's dark. I don't remember a day when I haven't cried, so leave me the alone. I can actually see where the thing or whatever it is, it lived. So what happens when my face is sinking in? When I touch some area, I jump to the other side. so sick of the narrative that I'm sitting around having plastic surgery all the time. First of all, I can't afford it if I wanted it. I don't socialize. I don't go out. And I'm just spending all of my money on trying to figure out what's wrong with me.
How much money would you say you've spent on this?
Over $70,000.
Whoa.
From a CAT scan to an MRI to antibiotics, the 52-year-old says she's been in and out of the hospital over the past year and a half, trying every test under the sun to solve her medical mystery.
How would you have contracted a parasite?
I mean, we had food sitting out for hours and some of it was meat. And
in Morocco, when you...
Nobody ever left meat out, ate the meat, and got a parasite living in their face. These people are full of parasites. And they come into the surface because there's no more food, no more adrenochrome. They don't just eat chicken wings and pepperoni pizza and kale and Caesar salads and stuff like that. They don't eat the same thing that we eat. They eat that different food, and they can't get it anymore. This is New Earth. They can't get it anymore, so the parasites are going to start coming to the surface. The glamour spell is broken. They can't hide. We're about to start seeing exactly who they are. People with parasites in their face. Look at this shit.
We're
in
filming
Morocco,
the
right.
ill-fated girls trip.
That installment of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip was filmed almost 2 years ago. It was shelved after Brandy was accused of sexual misconduct while filming, an allegation she denies.
now I have like a scarlet letter and the medical stuff. So even if I could go to work, my face would be doing gymnastics.
Right.
Honestly, health is wealth, and that's all I want. I will go work at a bank. They might not even.
She said that even if she went to work, her face would be doing gymnastics, like her face just move around, like in the movies. You be seeing the movies and they be having the worms all in their face, and the worms be appearing and disappearing and moving up and down all. Look, they have all of the women, not all of the women, but the NPC and low vibing women thinking that the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is living the good life when she's saying that she ain't got no money. Not only no money to afford plastic surgery, but she have a parasite in her face. I bet you it was a little girl before all of this came out. There was a little girl looking at her thinking like, wow, I want to be like her. The woman with the parasite in her face.
Hire me, but I will work anywhere.
To help save her appearance, Brandy went to plastic surgeon Dr. Nicholas Nicolò for a non-invasive treatment.
So what we're going to do today for Brandy is use cell sound. It's an electrosonic device which improves blood flow. If you improve blood flow, your tissue heals better, is able to fight any kind of an infection a lot better. The average treatment is somewhere around $800, and of course you need more than one. So we are applying the ultrasound energy. Okay, we're all done.
Easy peasy.
That shit still ain't gonna kill the parasite. What about the parasite? Why ultrasonic sound and all of that? Like she got some type of venom up in her, like the movie Venom and Spider-Man, because they got parasites. They full of parasites, remember this?
There was an eye-opening headline tonight involving presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. The New York Times reporting on a 2012 deposition during which RFK Jr. said doctors once found a parasite, a dead worm, in his brain. Tonight, what his campaign is now saying about this, and here's Kana Whipworth.
Tonight, new questions about the health of independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. after he claimed a doctor discovered a dead worm in his brain. According to the New York Times, Kennedy testified in a 2012 deposition that he experienced memory loss at the time, saying, "I have cognitive problems, clearly." Kennedy said one of the doctors said it could have been caused by a worm that got into my brain and ate a portion of it and then died.
Most people will have at least some degree of cognitive impairment just because of the inflammation that goes on in the brain when a parasite has made a home for itself there. But there's really varying degrees to how severe that might be.
Kennedy testified he also suffered from mercury poisoning around the same time. Doctors interviewed by ABC News say both conditions could cause a wide range of health problems, but for most people, the impacts are often short-lived. The 70-year-old has touted himself as a physically fit alternative to President Biden.
Look, he said mercury poison. They probably was trying to take him out. But anyway, he had a parasite. The parasite was eating on his brain. The type of shit that you hear in the movie. Or deep in the Amazon rainforest or some shit. I'm talking about third world country, people digging in the trash, all of that type of shit. You hear what I'm saying? Not a person that's important like him, with a worm in your brain, eating your brain and shit. I mean, I know crackheads, people that's addicted to heroin, and they don't be having worms and brains and worms in their face and shit, man. These people ain't real, man. This shit is starting to creep me out, man.
Biden, 81, and former President Trump, 77, the oldest candidates to ever run for the White House, even posting videos of himself doing push-ups and skiing with an Olympic gold medalist.
I go hike, and I hike uphill for a mile and a half up and a mile and a half down with my dogs, and I do my meditations. And then I go to the gym.
Man, he sounds funny. He sounds like he got another worm up in his brain. He sounds like he got more than one worm in his brain. Like, you know, the cartoons Pinky and the Brain, right? When they are Men in Black, a cartoon about aliens and parasites and stuff, and the parasite get into the person, and the parasite is telling them how to think, how to move, like Toxoplasma gondii, like these fluke worms and shit. Like, what if the majority of our leaders are worms? And these are just meat suits. What if they're not even big bad demons? What if they're being controlled by, what they call it, the vril? They say they put it in they right eye and they eye turn black or something. I don't even know, man. But I'm starting to believe all of that.
And I go to the gym for 35 minutes.
Look how he's shaking.
And David, Kennedy's campaign tells us he did have a parasite, but...
Yeah, he had a parasite. She probably got a parasite. They all probably got a parasite. I'm glad that I don't got a parasite. What if that's the final stage of being connected to the system? Forget all of the rituals. That's a part too. But the main thing is they go into the doctor office. They probably have the whole coat around. And they all have black eyes. Like, I'm not talking about black like they got socked in the eye by Mayweather. I'm talking about they pupils and eyeballs are black. But the person already know what's going on. And they tell them to open their eyes, and they get this glass jar full of a liquid with this worm, this alien worm. And they put it up in their eye, and that shit probably hurt. They scream. And that person die. And then the worm just take over. And his worm, his worm is no more. This is crazy, man. This world, all of this stuff that we starting to find out, huh?
That the Jetsons and the Flintstones
What are you talking about?
Let's hear it. Did y'all know that the Jetsons and the Flintstones were made at the same time?
Yes,
and
yes.
Based on the rich and the poor people? Mm-hmm. After the earth had to start over?
Yeah. I can see it.
Either you lived in the sky or you were stuck on earth on the ground trying to figure it out. Let's hear it. Did y'all know?
Did we know that the Jetsons in the Flintstones was created at the same time. People that lived above the earth and people that lived on the earth. Yes, I did know that. But did you know that Fred Flintstone was a Freemason? Yes, he's a member of the Water Buffalo Lodge. Him and Barney, they're both Freemasons. And did you know that Fred and Barney has a familiar spirit? And the familiar spirit is called the Great Gazoo. The Great Gazoo, he was exiled to prehistoric Earth for inventing a dangerous doomsday machine. Gazoo generally causes trouble for the duo while trying to help with his advanced technology and magic. So the Great Gazoo is Fred Flintstone's familiar spirit. The Great Gazoo is a fallen angel. You hear what I'm saying? So that's just some fun information.
From your childhood as you've never seen them before. Here is the back of the wheel on The Price is Right. It's all plywood and wires. You know the coffee shop where they all hung out in the show Friends? Of course, we all knew that was just a set in a studio, but it just immediately ends at that coffee table. It's just all concrete and a bunch of boxes stacked around. If you grew up watching old reruns of The Addams Family, you may be surprised to find that in real life, that living room set looked like this. I mean, on some level, we knew that it was not black and white in real life, but still. If you were sitting in the bar in the old sitcom Cheers, you were looking out at this, an auditorium full of people staring at you. Of course, lots of sitcoms were filmed in front of...
Yes, all of this stuff is fake. So around 2007, my brother-in-law, he hooked me up with standing room only, to where you go to these different talk shows, you go to Hollywood. You go to Hollywood, and then you have your name on the list. You go to places like The Price is Right, different talk shows. We went to D.L. Hughley, and before the show starts, they have about 50 people, and we're all getting paid. 50 people, and they instruct us, and we go sit in different parts of the audience, right? So we go in, we sit in different parts of the audience, and this is before the show start and the other guests come and the audience members come. These paid people is sitting in the audience, and about half an hour before the show start, they coach us, and they say, okay, when you see this light come on that says applause, just start laughing, crazy, just start laughing. And they told us to practice, right? So the light came on and we just started laughing crazy and all of this. And they said, when this green light come on, say, "Ah," like emotional. And when this yellow light come on, say boo or something like, "Ah," like you disagree. So we was practicing all of that for a couple of minutes. And then all of the other audience guest members came and filled up the audience. They didn't know what was going on. And as the show was playing, as the show was being recorded, the D.L. Hughley show, they did 2 shows that day. The D.L. Hughley show is being recorded. The lights is coming on and we clapping. And the other people in the audience that don't know what's going on, they looking at us like we crazy and stuff like that. Like, what the hell is going on? But we getting paid. And right then, I realized that everything is fake, man. Even these concerts. I had another job. I just didn't have the red shirt and the red shoes and all of that type of stuff to go down there. But it was this fake MTV commercial concert. And they wanted us to get by the stage and just start jumping around. My friend did it. He came back and told me that they got by the stage and they just started jumping around and shaking their head and shit. But the commercial would look like everybody is having a good time, and all of this is fake, man. All of it. I don't believe anything I see on TV. None of it. None of the reality shows or anything. None of that. None of that. It's all fake, man. What you think that is?
The only time the roles change is when you reincarnate.
Yes. Like she might be your sister.
Exactly.
Right. So like say she was my sister in the last life before this one, and I die and we go up there and I see my mom. Am I seeing her as my mom or my sister?
Oh, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, whatever relationship you had with them on Earth, you'll have with them when you go the other side.
Exactly.
Mother or sister, though. That's what I'm saying.
Well, if she was your sister in the past life, and then but she's still in heaven, you come back down, you go back up, you're going to remember that. So all hidden knowledge is revealed. So you're gonna remember, oh yeah, you were my sister.
And my mom.
And my mom in that past life. It's like an open discussion. It's like, for example, we're all in a play. She played Peter Pan, I played Tinkerbell, she played such and such. And I'm like, oh yeah, hey Tinkerbell, blah, blah, blah. And then she might play Captain Hook in the next play. You did good as Captain Hook. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take away from, you're gonna remember all of that. Like, remember when you messed up in 1592? You did that shit again.
So I look at this and it says certified Angus beef brand. What is this CHO's tenderloin steak? Well, it's a tenderloin steak, but dude, is that? I don't even know. It looks like freaking glued.
I bought some of this meat from Walmart about a year ago. I was cooking it, and for one, it didn't have no fat, no grease. You hear what I'm saying? That was real weird. It didn't have no grease. And another thing is, my dog didn't eat it. When we seen it didn't have no grease and it was just cooking, browning, and it wasn't even, like caramelizing with the fat, when the fat kind of like burn a little bit. You know how it is. It wasn't doing that. Look, 2026, I'm not eating the meat. I'm not feeding my family none of this meat, man.
It was a statement. Look, it's just solid. I'm not playing around, guys. This is nothing. I've never seen nothing like this. And I'm a butcher. I have butcher meat all my life.
For everybody saying, oh, that's natural. And yeah, y'all can roast me. I eat my tree steak. I love lion's mane, mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, shit like that. You got chicken mushrooms, cauliflower and shit, because the meat ain't meatin'. Even they say, oh, it been like that. They been tapping the food, stuff like that. But growing up, you used to eat McDonald's and get sick. Now you can eat McDonald's and get sick instantly. That's why I went vegan 6 years ago. Because I had the same stuff that I was eating my whole life. I started to get sick. Bite into my Shake Shack burger, it's red. I'm like, eat Chick-fil-A, my stomach hurt. I'm trying to cook food. It's not going right. I'm like, bruh. So that's when I went plant-based, you feel me? And it's like, it's the best decision I ever made. Because with this meat now, that'll ruin my whole appetite of me trying to cook my steak. And it's gluey and pasty, like.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. I'm gonna grill me up some mushrooms, some pasta, some rice, and call it a day with some veggies. Like.
I'm with you.
Clean.
I'm with you.
All right, check it out. Since my art hit your page, can you do me a big favor and watch this video? Because this took me many hours to do. So I hope I get one like, couple of comments, what you think of it.
Oh, that's
And if you can, maybe share with somebody that might like my artwork.
That's right.
Because I put a lot of love and effort into this. So I hope you guys blow this video up and show some love. I would really appreciate it.
Más normal posible.
I can't tell you what type of voice I was expecting, but I can tell you this. I was not expecting to be this shocked.
The video that you guys just watched shows a man being interviewed. The interviewer is asking him a basic question, and as soon as he opens his mouth to speak, one of the lowest voices that I've personally ever heard or seen recorded comes out. To give you guys some context, this guy's name is Javier Contreras. He's from Guatemala, and yes, he does have one of the deepest voices ever on record. This guy is also an absolute giant in every single sense of the word, standing at 7 feet 8 inches, and his condition is extremely rare, so it's not known exactly what it is that's caused him to grow like this out of control. Javier was actually born as a twin as well, but his brother Rodrigo ended up passing away very early in infancy, so it was thought that Javier might follow the same path, but fortunately he defied odds. He's still around as far as I can tell, and at his house helping to take care of his family. There's also really nothing current that I could find online about Javier. I think that he's kind of just doing his own thing as far as I can tell.
Now, did you see that? The way you can see through solid objects with this device that was supposedly found. Now, here's some still pictures of it like that. You can take a better look at it. It does seem to have some type of glass on it, but really, what is it? Could it be some kind of lost alien tech? Or even maybe Tartarian? Now, I don't know if you guys remember this old video that I posted a while back of this guy that had some glass in Russia that could actually see UFOs that were hidden. Could this be the same kind of technology, but instead of seeing in different spectrums, you can actually see through solid objects? Now, I know most of you are going to ask, well, where was this device found? And that information is unknown. Now, could this be some real tech? Anything is possible. Just a few days ago, I did make a video on night vision contact lenses. And honestly, what would you do if you found something like...
Just imagine they had some glasses that you can put on and see if a person had a soul or not. I want one.
You want to see how small it is? It's pretty lightweight, probably like 2 pounds. But it kicks so hard I can't hold it straight. So I'll show you what I mean. You're gonna see it in the studio. I'm gonna do it like this.
Damn.
Sheesh.
That's for the zombies. That's low.
Well.
Oh, I want one. I want 2 of them.
What type of shirt is this that Kai Cenat is wearing? What is going on with Kai Cenat? Because here recently, he hasn't been acting himself. He's been acting like somebody else. He's been acting very bizarre, and he's carrying around this journal. What is going on with Kai Cenat? And even recently, he met up with Pharrell Williams. Y'all know what that means. Him meeting up with Pharrell Williams should show and tell you all that you need to know. Again.
Oh, what if he's about to get his worm? The final stage. What if they're about to connect him all the way? He about to get his worm. I'm just saying, I don't know what's going on with this little guy. I know that they own these people. They tell him what to do. We think that Kai got all of this money and he's having all of this fun. These people are slaves. And Pharrell Williams right here in this picture look like a wax figure, man.
Again, what is going on with Kai Cenat? Because again, he hasn't been acting himself. And I know I'm not the only one that has noticed this. There is something very bizarre going on here. And again, this video is for entertainment purposes only. There's probably nothing at all going on with Kai. He's probably just doing business as usual. But again, though, something does seem very strange. What do you...
I feel sorry for this little guy. I feel sorry for this little guy. I don't know why. It's just like this little guy just suffers. He suffers in silence. I don't know. I don't know if it's Will and Jada fault. I don't know, but this guy, he just rubs me the wrong way. But the cold thing is, it seems like he's a good guy. Deep down inside, it seems like he's a good guy. He wanna use words like he's chosen and he's authentic and he's an artist and all of that. I think his problem is he know that he would always, even when he's 52 years old, he would always be nothing more than Will Smith's son.